Emergency response planning. Emergency response planning. Now, process safety is a vital aspect of industrial operations that aims to prevent and mitigate the impact of hazardous events such as chemical releases, fires, and explosions. And despite robust preventive measures, emergencies can still occur. And therefore, an effective emergency response plan, ERP, is indispensable for minimizing the consequences of accidents and ensuring the safety of personnel, the environment, and surrounding communities. Now, what are some of the importance of emergency response planning in process safety? The first is rapid and effective response. The second is personnel safety. Third is environmental protection. The fourth is property protection. The fifth is community outreach and communication. The seventh is, or the sixth is coordination with emergency services. Now, rapid and effective response. Now, emergency response planning involves the development of strategies and procedures to respond promptly and effectively to unexpected incidents. Now, time is often a crucial factor in minimizing the escalation of an emergency, and a well-designed emergency response planning or emergency response plan ensures a swift and organized response. Personnel safety. The primary concern during any emergency is the safety of personnel. ERP's emergency response plans outline evacuation, evacuation procedures, assembly points, and communication protocols to ensure that everyone on site is accounted for and can be safely evacuated from hazardous areas. The third is environmental protection. Environmental protection. Hazardous incidents can lead to environmental pollution, affecting air, water, and soil quality. Emergency response plans include measures to contain and mitigate environmental damage, as well as communication strategies to inform relevant authorities and communities about the situation. Number four, which is the fourth, is property protection. Now, beyond human safety, emergency response plans also address the protection of assets and infrastructure. Now, this includes strategies for minimizing property damage and ensuring that critical systems are shut down or isolated to prevent further escalation. Community outreach and communication. Clear and effective communication is crucial during an emergency. Emergency response plans provide guidelines for communication within the facility with emergency responders and with the surrounding community. Timely and accurate information helps in managing public perception and reduces the risk of panic. The sixth is coordination with emergency services. ERPs, emergency response plans, establish mechanisms for collaboration with external emergency services such as fire department, medical services, and law enforcement. And this coordination ensures that specialized assistance is available promptly and that responders are aware of the specific hazards involved. Now, the components of an effective emergency response plan. And the components of an effective emergency response plan include risk assessment, training and drills, communication protocols, evacuation procedures, resource allocation, and post-incident analysis. Now, risk assessment. Risk assessment. ERP's emergency response plans to be based on a thorough risk assessment that identifies potential hazards, assesses their likelihood and consequences, and prioritizes response actions accordingly. Second, training and drills. Regular training sessions and emergency drills are essential to familiarize personnel with response procedures. These simulations help identify gaps in the ERP, emergency response plans, and enhance the effectiveness of the response team. The third is communication protocols. Now, clear and concise communication is vital during emergencies. Emergency response plans should include communication protocols for internal teams, emergency services, regulatory bodies, and the local community. Evacuation procedures. A well-defined evacuation plan is critical for ensuring the safe and orderly evacuation of personnel. This includes designated escape routes, assembly points, and procedure for personnel accountability. The fifth is resource planning or resource allocation. ERPs should outline the allocation of resources, both human and material, during an emergency. And this includes the deployment of first aid, firefighting equipment, and other necessary resources. Last but not the least, post-incident analysis. After an emergency, it is essential to conduct a thorough analysis of the response to identify areas for improvement. And this feedback loop helps refine the emergency response plans and enhances overall process safety. The emergency response planning is a cornerstone of process safety, providing a structured and organized approach to managing unforeseen incidents. By developing and implementing comprehensive ERPs, industries can safeguard their personnel, protect the environment, and minimize the impact of emergencies on their operations. Regular reviews, updates, and training ensure that emergency response plans remain effective and aligned with evolving risks and industry best practices. Ultimately, investing in robust emergency response planning not only mitigates the consequences of accidents, but also contributes to the overall resilience and sustainability of industrial processes.